returned to Cuba, a few times. And actually, fun fact, I didn't even speak English till I went to elementary school. Like, Spanish was actually my first language. I didn't even speak English until kindergarten, like legit till kindergarten. I remember having to struggle to learn English, but it really wasn't too hard because I was so young, I just kind of absorbed it. And as the years went by, I remember in second grade, I entered a spelling bee, and I wound up winning the spelling bee. You're talking about a kid who didn't know how to speak at all 2 years earlier, beating other kids who knew how to speak the language better than him. It's not like I'm glorifying it, but it's just kind of funny that's how it was. With learning a new language. And the older you get, the harder it is. When you're a kid, you can always learn new languages. So if you're out there and you're going to have kids in the future, teach them a second language young. That way they remember it. So I was raised by Cuban parents, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad was a worker. Like, my dad worked really, really hard. My dad worked at a recycling plant, and he would actually work his way up to being foreman. And I remember my dad was a really hard worker, and like I said, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. And my dad also came to this country not speaking English, and he learned it at work, from hanging out with, his coworkers and whatnot. So I was pretty much an 80s baby. I mean, I was born in the 80s. I grew up with, before Dragon Ball, I loved, Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe. And Transformers was a little tiny bit before my time, but I did catch the reruns. Same thing with Voltron. And what's kind of funny is most of these shows either have origins in Japan or had Japanese influence. Transformers the movie and Turtles the first season was animated by Toei. So it's kind of fun when you grow up that everything ties together. I didn't discover Dragon Ball until 1994. In the pages of a magazine called Electronic Gaming Monthly, they had an advertisement for a game called Dragon Ball Z 2, which was an arcade game, and they had a little brief synopsis of the Dragon Ball story, and it was mostly right, but they had a lot of stuff they were missing as well, so it wasn't really perfect. But anyways, I was also a Nintendo kid. I love Nintendo. I grew up loving video games. And back then, those video games were hard as hell, bro. I mean, nowadays games are longer, but I don't think they're that challenging. Back then, we had what was called Nintendo Hard, where there was, it was very cryptic. You couldn't just go to GameFAQs or Google, the answer. This is before the internet. And that's the other thing, too, is I was raised pre-internet. I discovered the internet when I was in the 8th grade, but it wasn't what it was now. I mean, it was nowhere near as big as it was now. So that's why you'll often see me ranting on the channel about, kids nowadays who are raised on the internet. I have a big issue with kids being raised on the internet now, and it's kind of a dangerous, concerning thing to me because when you're raised on the internet, you're raised behind the shield of anonymity. Ugh, that word's hard to say. And you don't really develop any social skills. Because, when I was a kid, if I wanted to go play Mortal Kombat with my friend, I had to go to his house. We had to go and play with each other. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you don't even have to leave the house. You log on to Xbox Live or PSN, and you're playing, you're playing me in Xenoverse, or you're playing Rhyme Style or whatever. You don't even have to even leave the house, which is great for bonding and connecting us. But if you don't ever get those real social skills, it's going to end up hurting you later in life. And there is a concern there. We're already seeing kind of a shift of this, modern kind of pussified society. But that's a rant for another day. This is about me and kind of getting to know me. So I pretty much was raised on that stuff, and the truth is, though, that I was also kind of shy, too, when I was a kid. I mean, I was shy, and one thing about me that I'll share with you is that when I got to 8th grade, right, I went to a magnet school, right? Well, actually, it was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, right? I went to a school of technology, a magnet school, and was kind of separated from a lot of my friends, but I had a really good time. Now, when talking about high school, I have a lot of high school stories I could tell you because I pretty much became a prankster in high school. I was bullied really badly. I mean, I've talked about this way back. I was very badly bullied, and because I was chunky. I grew up like a chunky kid. I'm not going to lie about that. And, people would bully me real bad, especially in middle school. But, as you grow up, you kind of learn to pretty much fight back. And I had to fight back in some ways verbally, in some ways physically. And I remember I was bullied really badly in middle school. And then in 8th grade, I pretty much told myself I was never going to allow it to happen again. So I started becoming pretty much a clown. And what I mean by that is when somebody would clown on me, I would roast them right back. Because I was so like, you know, when you're bullied, you don't really know how to deal with it. And I was like, fuck these kids, dude. Like, I'm not going to put up with their shit. So I started to roast them back. And, you know, I kind of had the reputation where people started to hang out with me. And I kind of became a cooler guy because I wasn't afraid, you know, of roasting these kids back, you know, when they would call me fat or whatever the case may be. So when you get to 9th grade, I remember I took it to a new level because I kind of became worse in that, you know, at first it was a self-defense thing. Then when I got to high school, you know, it was kind of scary at first, but after a while I became, you know, kind of a big prankster. And I got popular in high school not because of the way I looked or any of that stuff. It was because I was able to produce, you know, stuff for people. Like, I used to burn CDs and sell them. I used to have Dragon Ball Z tapes and wrestling pay-per-views that other people did not have. I was pirating the Dragon Ball Z tapes from Japan, and kids love Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, everybody loves Dragon Ball Z, right? So I had like Boo Saga and Cell Saga tapes, and so I got a lot of friends in high school. But one thing I do want to share with you guys that I hope is an inspirational story about my pre-high school, going between 8th and 9th grade, is I actually applied for an art school. I wanted to go to a specialized art school so that I could do video production and so that I could do, what was the other one? Writing. And, you know, writing and video production. And pretty much what happened was I was rejected from the school. And all my friends were going to this school from 8th grade. All my closest friends were going there. And I got rejected because they didn't think I was good enough. And I remember literally crying. I literally cried my eyes out, yo, as a 13-year-old kid, because my friends were leaving me and I would never see them again. And a lot of them I never saw again, which is kind of ironic, but in a bad way. But I'm happy that it happened like that because I was able to go to high school and meet some friends that would be my friends to this very day. So it's one of those things where in life, dude, like if you're going through some shit, you have to picture life. I was telling Quinn this the other day, because Quinn was pretty upset the other day, you know, and his issues have been documented on his channel. And I was telling him that, dude, life is like a timeline, and all the pain that you go through is only temporary. So let's pretend that you had a breakup on December 31st, 2016. That's gonna hurt, but if you look at the timeline of your life, December 21st or 31st, 2017 or 18, you might have another girl. See what I'm saying? And at that point, the issue you had in 2016 is going to just be erased. And that's the thing about pain, is that when you go through pain in life, bro, it sucks in the moment, but we as human beings, and one of the things I love about people is that we can bounce back from pain, dude. We are resilient in nature. In the past, I've talked about how I don't really like people, but honestly, like, I really hate certain things about people, like how human beings are cowardly. But at the same time, human beings can be very brave, man. And you know, when you go through a lot of pain, just remember it's temporary. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, with the exception of like losing a loved one, because that can hurt for years. When it's like a breakup, and that hurts a lot too. Okay, I'm not trying to minimize that, but like if you lose money, or if you know, end up, I don't know, slipping and like cracking your elbow or breaking a leg, it's only temporary pain, man, and you'll heal emotionally and physically. And as long as you always remember that and you have patience, dude, you'll be good. Because here's the fucking thing that I'm trying to send some inspirational vibes to all of you. This fucking high school rejected me when I applied for their writing, their creative writing, and for their video productions side of things. And now, years later, my two biggest online ventures is when I used to write rap reviews for epinions/shopping.com and video for YouTube. So all those motherfuckers in that school who thought I wasn't good enough, fuck you. See what I'm saying? I'm a winner now. They sat there and they rejected me. They rejected me when I was 13, and now so many years later, here I am doing what they rejected me for a living. And I'm not going to sit there and say I learned how to do it in that high school. No, I taught myself how to do it. And those are words that I want you to take with you, dude. Like, when you get rejected, whether it be from a girl or from a job, at the end of the day, if you keep fighting, if you keep learning, and if you have the patience, brother, you can fucking tell them that you can succeed. And it's not even about rubbing it in their faces, even though that does feel good. We have to admit that to ourselves. We do have egos as human beings. It's more about not letting anybody tell you that you can't do something. Don't ever let anybody tell you that, because that's a bunch of nonsense, bro. Because guess what? If you can't do something, I believe in nurture. If you can't do something, you can get better at what you can't do. If you want to shoot a basketball and you suck right now, if you practice, you can end up shooting a fucking basketball, dude. And you can stick it in their fucking face. And that's the one thing I do admire about people. And I'm hoping that all of you will take what I'm saying and kind of, you know what I'm saying, like, really digest what I'm saying. And so anyways, one thing I'll also share is that when I was in high school, I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have a single girlfriend in high school, dude. I was not a ladies' man in high school at all, okay? I was very shy. Obviously, there were very, very pretty girls in the high school I went to, but I just never understood dating. I didn't even go to prom. I never went to homecoming or prom. I'm naturally a little bit introverted. I'm not, I'm very social, but I am a little bit more introverted than others. I wouldn't say I'm an introvert, but my thing is I don't like being around people where the conversation is lame. Like, I don't want to go to, like, a party and they're talking about shit I don't care about. Like, I've been to, like, parties with, like, some of my, like, my exes and shit. Like, I'll go to a party and there are girls talking about, like, fucking American Idol. Like, I don't care about American Idol, bro. And if you like American Idol, man, it's cool. I'm just saying I don't give a fuck. And it's just boring. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if y'all feel me on that one. Like, it's just boring. Like, I'm just one of those guys who I like to either work or play. Those are my two favorite things, work or play. Have fun or work to have a better life. And that's really, I think, what we all need to do, and not just, I don't like wasting time. Ask Quinn if you don't believe me. Quaman will tell you. I hate having my time wasted. Because the reality is, bro, no matter what kind of religious beliefs you have, or if you're an atheist, or if you're a Christian, or if you're Muslim, no matter what, the reality is that we're mortal, right? And that we're here for a very short time, and that we have to do the best we can with the time that we're given. Whether or not you believe in an afterlife, that's irrelevant in this topic. So I just want to kind of have the best life that I can. And a lot of you guys, I want to thank all of you guys for helping me have that life, because had you not watched the video, spread the word, and support the channel, I wouldn't be able to have sponsorships with Crunchyroll, or I wouldn't be able to have t-shirts. Like, it really means a lot to me, dude. Like, seriously, like, I owe my entire channel to you, which is why I do often take requests, and I do often listen, why I do stuff like Q&As and interact. I like doing that stuff. A lot of other YouTube channels, bigger ones than me, smaller ones than me, they don't do that kind of stuff. I rarely see that, in a lot of channels. They don't do, like, real, like, interaction with the subscribers. But one thing that I want you to learn about me as a person, dude, that kind of pisses me off about other people, is that I don't ever view myself as being better than anybody else. And there's some people out there I've noticed who have said that I'm arrogant and egotistical. No, bro, it's a gimmick. Like, I say egotistical, arrogant stuff because I grew up on freaking pro wrestling and freaking hip-hop. Like, I grew up on rap music from the 90s, dude. So there's oftentimes I'll sit there, I'll throw in, like, a Jay-Z line or a wrestling line that some kid has no idea where it's from, and they think I'm the one being egotistical when I'm really not, I never view anybody as being better than anybody else because, like I've said a million times on these videos, I think that we all are here for a reason. We're all here for a purpose. Some of you guys watching this right now are going to end up becoming, like, businessmen or businesswomen or musicians or artists or, whatever. You're going to end up doing something and giving something to the world, I would hope. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm sure some people are probably going to just mooch off the government and just be living lowest common denominator, but hopefully most of you guys won't. Hopefully most of you guys will want to succeed and have a good, productive life, work and then enjoy life and enjoy all the things you want. You know what I'm saying? And so one thing I can't stand is when somebody, thinks they're better than everybody else. And I don't think I've ever actually legitimately, with a serious face, ever said that I'm, quote, the most knowledgeable Dragon Ball YouTuber. I've never said that before, ever. Other people have said that about me, and I appreciate that. But there are a lot of very knowledgeable people in our community besides just me. You know, obviously you got Herms, you've got Mr. Fusion, you've got Kwame. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I mean, there's a lot of really, I'm not going to name everybody, but AJ, you know, there's a lot of people who know their shit about Dragon Ball. And AJ knows stuff that I don't even know about animation. Herms is really knowledgeable about the manga, very knowledgeable and storied about that. So I mean, everybody's got their own little kind of expertise, you know what I mean? And that's my thing, is that's why I'm not really an egotist, dude. Like, it's all a gimmick, you know what I mean? Sometimes people will ask me a question and I'll come off like a little bit standoffish, because if it's a stupid question, like, I usually respond by, like, you know, I can't tell if they're being serious or not. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not me purposely being a douche. It's just, you know, sometimes I'm very cynical too, and I'm very sarcastic. It's just kind of how I am, to the point where on Twitter, I now have to put sarcasm after every joke because people take it seriously. You know? Like, this is the real me right here. You know what I mean? This is the real me. There's no editing here. There's no, you know, scripting. This is the real, like, guy. And, you know, it's one of those things where, I mean, I have a lot of stories that I like to tell. I just feel like it might be better to tell them in different videos, but I just wanted to kind of just put this out there to kind of, I guess, share with people more about who I actually am. Like, the thing with me is that, like, I'm just the kind of guy who, I believe we're here on borrowed time, and I think we should enjoy it as best we can, and I think we should enjoy it not at the behest of other people. I think we should explore our creative juices and really do something positive for the world, but also positive for ourselves. You know what I mean? Some real self-satisfaction beyond just watching X Hamster and whacking off, which I'm sure 95% of you do. The 5% of you who don't are probably don't have hands. That's what I'm guessing. But anyway, see, that was a joke. See, that's a joke right there. Was it funny? Probably not. But again, if you sit down on social media, oh, Geekdom's being a dick. I'm not. It's just a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like, come on. But the thing about me that I'm trying to convey to people also is that I'm very real, dude. Like, I'm not a very good liar. I'm just not. I never have been. And I'm honest about everything I say. Like, you know, I tell you the truth. And do I hate misinformation in the community? Absolutely. That's why I'm trying to kill it, you know? Do I hate, you know, people abusing the system and lying to children? Absolutely. I mean, that's not ever going to change. It's just one of those things where, you know, a lot of people take my honesty, I guess, and it's not a lot. It's actually a very small number, and they twist it and think that it's, you know, me being arrogant. When no, it's me telling you the truth. Like, I'm telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you the God's honest truth, and sometimes I have to scream. You know what I mean? I still have to kind of get it through people's heads. Like the other day when I did that video about Super not getting canceled, like, dude, come on. And then you're going to have the dickhead where if Super does get canceled, they're going to sit there and say, oh, you're a fucking dickhead, and don't understand what circumstances. You know what I mean? Super ain't going nowhere, bro, and that's the truth. Like, when I speak the truth, bro. Trust me. You know, I do my homework on things, you know, but most of y'all already know that. So the thing about me, dude, is, look, I'm a big fucking nerd, real shit. I love studying, you know, the history of Dragon Ball and Star Wars for fun, because I grew up with it. I also love psychology. I love studying up on relationship psychology. And one thing a lot of you guys might not know about my history is I was a life coach for 2 years, believe it or not. I was a life coach, and now I do YouTube. Isn't that funny? That's why sometimes people have said that I'm pretty good at talking, like when it comes to, you know, advice. I think I'm pretty good at it too, but I'm still very young, dude. Like, I'm still young, you know what I mean? I'm still learning myself, you know, but I've lived a crazy freaking life, and maybe I'll do more videos telling you the stories of some of the crazy stuff that I've seen and experienced, you know. But also, I worked in IT for, you know, 10 years. I was I was a systems engineer and a software engineer. I don't do that anymore, and I'm happy I don't, and that's why I work so hard on this channel, because I never want to go back to that. I never want to go back to doing that. I want to just cover this cartoon Star Wars shit for the rest of my life, you know what I'm saying? But it might not last my whole life, and if it doesn't, then I can just make peace with that, you know, do the best that I can. That's kind of it, man, you know, that's just kind of it. That's kind of how I am. And it's just crazy, because in my life, man, I've lived both sides. Like, I've had really great high-paying jobs where I've driven around in luxury cars, and I used to blow money on girls when I was younger. Like I used to take girls out to like expensive restaurants, dude, and just cupcake the fuck out of them, man, in my early 20s. Bro, I would blow so much money. And then there's been times where I had nothing, bro. There was times where I had nothing, and I might tell that story later on. I lost everything. And here's the thing, look, 2016 sucked for a lot of people. Personally, we lost a lot of really good, entertainers this year. Obviously, we lost some legendary sports figures that are inspirational. Carrie Fisher, Muhammad Ali, Prince, George Michael. So many celebrities have died, but I know a lot of you guys had rough 2016s in your personal life. Just remember what I'm telling you, dude, and I mean this extremely fucking sincere. It's a new year, and guess what? 2017 will be better. And don't let 2016 be better. Go out there and motherfucking make it better, dude. You have control over this shit. Go out there and make it better. Do what you want to do. Train how you want to train. Learn what you want to learn. And just get better. And you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, just never forget. Never forget what I'm telling you here. Just, I don't give a damn if you never watch any more of my videos again. As long as you take this with you. Okay? As long as you take this with you, don't even worry about it. Pain is temporary, bro. But integrity and the will to fucking win and survive, that's forever. And I really mean that. I'm not even kidding right now. I hope that somebody out there, hopefully everybody, but I hope at least one person was sparked by this video. Thank you for staying for the entire duration of it. Happy 2017, and thank you for your continued support of Geekdom 101. It really, seriously means a lot to me. Talk to you later.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Legends. Now today I'm taking what is stated to be the toughest Dragon Ball quiz. Well, at least by BuzzFeed, which... it's BuzzFeed, you can say what you want about them, but we'll see if this is actually the toughest Dragon Ball quiz, or if I'll breeze right past it. Now I will say that I have not, obviously, taken this quiz yet, except, I've looked at the first question because it's right in front of me, but I've not taken this quiz. But knowing BuzzFeed, this either could be really easy or it could be really hard. Maybe there's some really obscure stuff on here. I don't know. I actually don't even know how long the quiz is, so I have no idea how long this video is going to go on for. But obviously,
and destroy your enemies!
We ought to capture this mercenary camp.
Well done. Your golem is weaker than your foes. Prepare your defenses.